All right, and we're back. Welcome back, ladies and gents, for part two of our payments project here. And so, to continue from where we left off, essentially what we done last time is we were able to complete the payment itself. And what's left is, to only allow the translation process to proceed once we detect that a payment has been made. And so the easy way to kind of set this up is to take a look at what we're doing on the server side. So here we're creating a Stripe session, and we have the origin, and success is true or canceled is true will be appended to the request once we're done. And then we redirect to the session URL. Now, I think it'd be great if there is a way to actually have the session ID in the URL. And if we do have the session ID inside the URL, then we can just come back and retrieve, first of all, like the contents of the SRT file that was uploaded. And secondly, verify, it's a pretty direct process to verify whether a payment was made or not made. Because, for a particular session, if you retrieve if you retrieve the session itself, you can verify if where's the status? There's payment status. Yeah. So a session can have a payment status, and so if you just when you complete a session, you just return back to a URL where we verify whether the session was paid or not. So how do we do this? I can think of a couple of ways. One is we could probably do this on the server. So here, what we could do is, so the original page. Where are we? Yeah. So the original page that we're coming from is localhost 3000, and that's what this origin value is going to represent. Now, instead of going back to the same page, what we could do is go back to, let's say, /translate, and this translate page, and inside translate, we have page.tfx. And essentially what we would do, this is a server-side rendered page, and you could still have export default function page, whatever, return, and then like the contents of the page. But also, we could, let's see how we're going to do this. If we have the, so basically what we could do is when we return to the translate page here, we could have a session. So we need to store, generate a unique. So we need to use a KV store, and so I'm thinking like we could use a KV store, and you could have the reference be provided here, and so we could have like ID and ID equals KV ID. I think Vercel has like a KV. There's a really simple way to integrate. I don't know if we're launching this or we're deploying this using Vercel or something else. I think I tried deploying this with Vercel and it didn't really work. And then I ended up deploying this using uh, something else. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, Replit. Replit. That's what I ended up using. Huh. So just install it using. Let's do this. Okay. And then you can import it using this. And then you call kv.set const id equals random id. kv.set kvid, and then yeah, so here you would have kvid, so that gets returned here, and you need to make sure that you save kv.set kvid, and then you do session.id. Okay, that's it. And I guess you need to await. Yeah. All right, so that's it. And then on the receiving end, which is the page here, we would just retrieve the Stripe session. So similar to what we did before, we'd have import kv. Okay, and then you do kv.get. So how do you do that? Next.js, page, retrieve, query, params. Okay. No, it's gotta be new. Use search params. Probably that one. Oh, that's from client. Client component not supported in server components prevents stale values during partial. Use search params will return. Okay. I guess you could have it be a client component. I mean, the easy way to do this would be to have page.client.tsx here. But, I mean, you're going to retrieve it from here, so you need to read it. Server components, access search params and use the search params prop. Okay. Start params prop. Okay, so we can just all right, so here we're going to have ID, which is string. We're also going to have canceled. This is optional. And then success is also going to be optional. I guess none of these matter. The ID is the only one that does. Retrieve the Stripe session. So we would do kv.get ID. And you probably have to wait here. And then you'd import Stripe and retrieve the actual session, right? Is there a way to make the sessions expire after a while? I think it's like a TTL, right? No. Okay. I can't find it. Whatever. So retrieving stripe session, Node.js. So we just do here and process.env.stripe private. Okay, and okay. Oh, it doesn't have typing? Weird. Where is payment status? Payment status. Retrieve is so the session object. Payment status is not equal to paid. So if it's not equal to paid, I, otherwise it's all good. Make sure. Wouldn't you need to store the content of the file as well? Yeah, forgot about that. Otherwise, you lose it, right? You need to store the contents of the SRT file somewhere. So, you'd have to pass it in. It's essentially uploading the SRT file. I mean, there are a couple ways you can do this. You can either upload the SRT file, or yeah, contents of the SRT file, right? Um, so that would be part of the payment button. Oh man, because now you're passing stuff into the payment button that has nothing to do with the payment button, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, it's true. Maybe what you could do is you could pass in some children and just include them here. And instead of, well, you need the seconds anyway, right? So inside the payment button, you could pass in any hidden fields that you want to include. Name is contents. And here you could include, well, where do you do trigger file download? I think it's part of, where do you read the file? Handle submit. Yeah, you'd have to store the content. So, okay. then here you would have a value of content. So you would pass the content through, you would read the content here, and then you would store the content along with the session ID. So here you would have um, yeah, I guess that would work. Um, KV ID along with the session ID and the content. And then on the return path, you would do kv.get. Um, okay, value is unknown. Ah, wait, kv.get, what does that return? Hmm, well, I guess you just say string. Cannot redeclare. Oh, okay. Search params.id. And session ID. So there's gonna be ID. So in here, you'd say session ID, which gets set to session.id, and then the content itself, which you would parse back over here. You'd be able to retrieve the striped session, and then here we could just include the content. I guess that would be a good test of the sort of end-to-end flow here. Just make sure everything is in fact working. Page client we don't need yet. So that's it. Um, I think for KV, for cell K, you probably need to provide some. You need to provide some environment variable or something. Hmm. Redis. Okay. So it requires Redis. Uh, with any Redis client, I mean, it'd be great if I could actually see an example. Why is it so difficult to just see Vercel KV? Just show me the code. There you go. Wait, REST API? Oh, okay. With the Vercel KV REST API, you can send any Redis commands to. Oh, okay. Need your database's REST API URL and token. Okay, I'm not sure I have this already configured. Yeah. Um, it seems like Vercel KV is going to be a bit of a. Is, It's gonna be a bit annoying to use. Maybe instead of, no, I mean, it seems like a super quick solution, which is perfect for what we're after, but I'm just not so sure about how it's, all right, let me see. Let me see. I'll assume we're running with Vercel here. Yeah, we're not going to be using the REST API here. Uh, Either docs. Okay, the KD.get press. Yeah, just works. Let's see if it works. Let's just run it and see. Okay, refresh. That's fine. This is fine. Don't need that. Actually, yeah, okay. Let's do a refresh here, see if we get any errors. And KV is not linked, so I am expecting some errors, but yeah, so something went wrong. Invalid status code. Okay, let's see what that's about. Oh, yeah, let's just stop there. So you got content. Yeah, content's working. And the actual form data is there. You're able to generate a KV which is, yeah, nice. And you're passing in the KV All right. And you call, well, you're getting the session. Session is returning an ID back. Excellent. And along with the content, okay. And you're setting it, you're calling kv.set. Yeah, that's where you're going to get your error. What's the error exactly? Yeah, missing environment variables, kv REST API underscore URL. Oh, so it is expecting the REST API URL. REST API URL and REST API token. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. Let's hit the dashboard. See what I can do here. See what I can do. Wow, why is it so slow? Storage. Okay. Yeah, let's connect. Okay. And yeah, let's just let that fail. Do Vercel. Set up. You know, let's do it. Cool. All right, and now we should be able to pull the environment variables. And now we have all of the entries that we need in order to get this working. And I'm just going to modify the local environment variables to include those new values, which now I've done, and we should be good to go. Oh, by the way, one more thing. I think this is a bit too short. Well, let's just make it 16. All right, now we are ready to go. And all right, cool. Yeah, let's run it. Actually, no. Let's go back. Okay, ready to pay. And of course, here we can do anything that we like, whatever. And since we're in test mode, we should be able to use the test cards to simulate this properly. 1229, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's pay. Unexpected token. Oh, in JSON. Okay, so we didn't actually get the ID back, which is weird. Huh. Huh. Why not? I mean, a return to translate, success equals true, and ID is empty. Um, despite ID being sent over here. Weird. Why is ID empty? Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, if ID is empty here, you definitely won't work. But why was it empty? That's the question. Oh, let's give it another shot. So here you do have a session ID, all right? You have the content, and oh, KVID is in fact empty. Why the? Oh, okay. Interesting. Look at that. That's not 16 characters. Hmm. Hmm. All right, let's give this another try. Yeah, play that. Oh, it's no, that's done. It's okay. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and test this again. All right, so it's going someplace, some at user.com. Let's do some testing. Cool. All right, now we're getting somewhere. We made it back to the page, the translate page, and it's currently failing. So search params.id um, gets us value, and value is we have content and session ID, which is JSON parse of, oh, interesting. You are not actually getting a string back, you're getting JSON back. Interesting. All right, now we're talking. So we're getting the content back. Let's see if we get the session. Oh, okay. There's an error. What's the error now? Oh, my bad. This should be straight secret key. Yep, would explain why it didn't work. You did not provide an API key. But now we're getting a payment status, which is paid. All right, boys, we're done. We actually got the contents back. So now you're able to. Um, this is a big deal, by the way, guys. This is a pretty big deal here. I mean, essentially, what we've done is we are now able to um, retrieve all of the content. So yeah, I mean, this is basically almost done at this stage. Like you could drop a file, you'll be prompted to pay, and you get redirected back. And yeah, if the payment's failed, it failed. If it hasn't failed, you get the contents of the file. And essentially now, all we need to do is recreate what was originally in that other file. Here, you just recreate that, and you retrieve the stream. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll have two statuses. Um, yeah, I think we could actually just copy all this. Paste it into page client and sort this out. So we're gonna have status not idle and pending. We'll have idle, busy, and done, just like before. Content, no. We're gonna put these back since we are going to use them now. Handle submit, you would no longer require. Ba, 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 ba. And you're not gonna have, well, your status is idle. Ba, ba, ba. You don't have to do anything. Pending, nope, don't care. You're gonna have busy and you're going to have done, just like we had it before. And so when you first load up this page, um, You don't need the payment button anymore. Or parse segment, right? Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. And then what we do is we import the client. Hmm. All right. Client page. And with client page, you can pass in, I suppose, you could just pass in content and you would have to pass the content to the stream somehow. Um, let's see how we're going to do that. Uh, bu- bu- So client page. Okay. So you have the content, and then essentially what you want to do is you want to pass that in as an API request, and then you would start reading the response back, similarly to how we had it in the first place. So the easy way to do this would be to simply head to our SRT AI page and look at how it's currently implemented. So yeah, page.tsx. All right, so here we're going to be, so handle, where is handle submit? Yeah, this bit over here. Yeah, you're essentially going to take this bit over here, um, which belongs to handle submit, and you're going to run that when the page first opens. So you're going to use, oh, content. Oh, we need language too. I forgot about that. Forgot about language. So, man, we're going to have to go all the way back. So here, when you set content, you also need to retrieve language and you need to set language. So you gotta go back here and you gotta say hidden. Where are we? I mean, you would have. Where is language? There, here it is. All right, now it takes care of that. So now you'd be able to retrieve everything: content, language. There's a lot of pop going on. But whatevs, man. I mean, we're just trying to get this thing working. We're not trying to create a masterpiece here. So that's language. You have content and language. And then you can pass in language here. Beautiful. So on load, you're going to automatically submit. And if the page gets refreshed, we are going to resubmit the request. So that's the downside. I mean, it gives any person who wants to, uh, like cause damage to our service by simply refreshing, um, the opportunity to do so. When the job is done, cache it in KV so we don't have to pay for refreshes. All right, cool. I mean, that's good to know. So, is this actually going to work? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's refresh this. I mean, part of me just wants to say, all right, you know what? Let's just give it a shot. Like, why think about it? Just, just automatically set status is busy. Okay. Fetch API. Blah. By the way, here, I mean, we need to have some checks. Like, there must be some checks going on the API endpoint to ensure that we're we're authorized to submit this request. Like, there must be some verification going on. And let's see. You should probably pass in addition to content and language, you should pass in the session ID, and there needs to be like some additional verification going on. I mean, this part is pretty much all done. This we haven't done. Like this question mark over here, we haven't done. We should address that somewhere. Anyway, let's check to see if the flow is working. I mean, that's essentially just adding one more check to make sure the API endpoint is protected against people just directly submitting requests to it. So let's drop that, hit Arabic, hit translate. All right, you need to pay. Ready to translate. It's time for you to pay. Please wait, blah. And then, yep, that's where you enter your details. Okay, let's pay. Let's wait. All right, payment successful. Coming back. Translating. Oh, I got an error. Oh, it's working. Boys, we got this working. Wait, it's repeated. You see how it's repeating the requests here? I think it's because that strict mode thing, right? That's what's going on. It's that strict mode, React strict mode. Yeah, I don't know if that's just a dev thing or see, it's making multiple requests to the API. Like it does the request twice, which is why it gets like messed up. Uh, ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Okay. Let me just take stock of where we're at right now. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. And Let's see. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing well. Now we just need to fix there's a config. React strict mode is set to true. I mean, the sort of lazy solution here is just set React strict mode to false. That should solve our problem. I'm sure like there's actually a correct way of doing this. Um, and part of me wants to spend a bit of time figuring out like exactly how to do that. But we just got to move on, you know? We got to move on, boys. Life's short. Life's short. You don't want to spend forever just sitting and debugging random stuff that it could bite you, but it could not as well. So it's, let's see. Are you going to get that repetition? Oh, undefined innocence? No. Well, mother you must eat. Is implement not to eat. Wait, why is it not in Arabic? Didn't you provide the language? Oh, interesting. Wait, I mean, yeah, why is it not in Arabic? Because I did select Arabic. Ba, ba. So it's going to submit content language. Nice. I mean, async function. You don't actually need to pass content and language in there. It already knows the content and language. Step busy. Fetch API. Pass in content and language. Handle stream response. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Let's do it, like, again, sort of from the start. Let's take it from the top. Okay. Take another one. Ford versus Ferrari. Translate that to Arabic. I have to pay 14 bucks. Okay. All right. All right. 14 bucks. Let's wait and see. Wait and see. Um, oh, yeah, it's working. You're not getting any repetition either, notice. Pretty good. Pretty happy with this. Guys, I mean, this is perfect. This is perfect, people. This is perfect. We did it. Fixes. And now the last thing to really sort of bring it together is ensure the balance is sufficient. So our API routes should be doing some checks to make sure that where are we? Yeah, content and language. So we should be doing some checks here to ensure that the person that's submitting the request is actually authorized to do so. The way we can do that is maybe by providing. So actually, you wouldn't even need content here. We could retrieve the content ourselves as as well as the language. You don't need to be supplying the content. We just need to provide the ID for the request. The key value store already has the content and the language, right? Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. This is unnecessary. Huh. Very interesting. So all we need here is actually just ID. Oh, very interesting. And then when you go here, you would just need to supply the ID, but where do you get the ID from? Um, the search params.id. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. So once you have the ID, you can pass that on to the client, and the client takes care of just sort of making sure um, that we can retrieve all the details that we need. And then you update the API route. Where is it? API. Here it is. And instead of taking the content and the language, what you're going to request is just the ID. And you say, if not ID, then obviously we're going to fail. Come on. Come on, guys. Do I have to write every single bit of code myself? Come on, people. What's wrong with OpenAI? Why is it not working? Yo, do your job. I mean, I'm paying you some good money for this. If not ID. Hello? Oh man, it's just taking forever. Oh, it is doing something. It's just a bit slow. I mean, yeah, there's an error response here. Yeah, it's not gonna be a 400 error. 500 to 400 error. All right. And then you get the content and language not from JSON, but where's that KV bit? Where is it? Where is it? It's right here. You come back here and you say, where are we? Where's the API? So here you can retrieve KV and then KV done get ID. So here you get content language and KV.id. That's where you get it from. Yeah, and I think you have to have a way here too. This is any. All right. All right. All right. Now we're in business. Now we're in business, ladies and gents. We get the content, we get the language, and then what do we do here as well? I think that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. I think there's anything else that we need to do. Ah, we should also check to see if the session ID is valid. I mean, we do it here. Probably do it there as well. Uh, just make sure. Make sure. It's very important. And we pull Stripe from here. Cool. I think we are ready. So now we start from the start. This is going to give you like complete protection. So let's do Ford versus Ferrari. We're going to translate it into Danish, okay? You got to pay 14 bucks, yo. All right, all right. I'm gonna pay the $14. Let's pay the $14. I mean, it's just $14, guys. All right, so let's pay up. All right, 28, whatever. Let's pay. All right, translating. There it is. It's translated into. Wait, why am I seeing repetition here? Why am I seeing some? Oh, it's actually different. Okay. All right. It's not the same stuff. It's different. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. All right. Cool, cool, cool. This is it, ladies and gents. This is it. It's working. It's working. So if I do a refresh here, it should work as well. Yeah, works once more. This is perfect. Boys, we did it. So that's this. Protected the API route. Very nice, folks. Very nice. With that, we are pretty much done with payments. The only thing left to do is beautiful, just beautify things a little bit. It currently looks like crap. Fix it up, clean it up, make it look nice, and maybe add that progress bar that we were talking about earlier. But otherwise, we got the job done, boys. Got the job done. Came in with just an idea for how we can implement payments, and how we can sort of set everything up, the flow that we're actually looking for, without you having to sign in. And then we ended up with this, boys. It's actually working. It's a really simple flow. Redirects you to Stripe. You complete the payment. You come back. Automatically starts translating your file for you. It couldn't be simpler. Couldn't be simpler. All right, boys. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna have another stream later um, for the nice stuff, the stuff where we actually clean it up, make it look nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll do that.